Hi, I'm Brandon, and I'm back to do another tier list ranking video on the Alien series, and I'm including the Alien vs. Predator movies. So let's go. Now, flat off the bat, my favorite is Aliens. I think most people, most fans of the franchise would pick either Alien or Aliens as the first one. I'd be surprised if there was very many people who would choose another. I have a friend who thinks the third one's the best, which is an odd choice, but still more of a respectable choice than some of the later ones. Let's see. Let's go with dead last. I would have to go with Alien vs. Predator Requiem. This movie was just bad. It was so freaking dark that you couldn't even see half the movie. And then they have all these side plots. I can't even remember, but there was all these young people, and they were like teenagers or young people, and they just had all these stupid side plots that I don't care about. Like the first couple movies, like the good ones, they had a whole big cast of characters, but they never just diverted from the story to get into their background and show all the drama they have going behind their back. There was drama going on, even in Aliens, between some of the soldiers and between Ripley and Burke, and there was other stuff going on, but they kept it going. They didn't just have stupid teenage drama that you'd find like in a Twilight movie or something. So all those reasons, AVP Requiem is dead last. Let's see now. First, Alien versus Predator. I know a lot of people hate it. I like it. I get the drawbacks from it. You know, the it's PG-13, so some of the violence was really toned down, and there's a lot of story things that don't quite make sense, a lot of logic gaps, but I still think it's a good movie. I'm just going to throw it at number 5 for now. Alien Covenant. I hated it the first time I watched it. I really, really hated it. And then I forced myself to watch it again, and I was like, okay, maybe it's not so bad. And then I watched it again, and I was like, it's actually okay. But it's mainly okay if I just pretend it's not part of the Alien franchise. I hate the fact that it basically just completely spits on the memory of the earlier ones. It just seems like it just tarnishes the legacy or something, and I hate it for that reason. But if you just take it as its own movie, it's actually, like, I don't know, tolerable. However, not tolerable enough to be above spot number 8. Prometheus, that's another one I really hated. Actually, when it came out, I didn't even know that it was a Alien movie. At that time, I was big into comic books, and I was writing and publishing my own comics, and so I was kind of in that world, and movies, especially like new movies, were kind of an afterthought. Most of them just flew under my radar. I didn't even think about them. And so I heard that it existed just because it was kind of popular, and it wasn't until I think it was out on like DVD or at some point, it's probably a year after it came out, that someone told me that it's like an Alien prequel. I was like, what? So I went and watched it and hated it. And then a few years later, I watched it again a couple times, and it grew on me a bit. Again, a lot of logic gaps, and I hate the fact that they just changed the story. I don't want to know where the aliens came from. I don't want to know their origins. I want stories to go further, not back to explain stuff that we've already seen, and not only that, but change stuff that we've already seen. It made me mad for that reason, but it's still, if you just take it as a standalone movie, it's kind of cool. However, it's still down here, I think. Alien Resurrection. That one I'm probably going to put higher than most people. Maybe I'll put it here for now. I really like it. I hate the fact that Joss Whedon's dirty little fingers even touch this movie. And I hate the one-liners. If you took those out, it's kind of cool. It's just every time there's a stupid one-liner, which is about one every 2 minutes, it takes me out of the movie and realizes that some fat bald guy was just sitting behind his keyboard typing away thinking he was so clever writing all these one-liners, and they put them all in the movie, and without those it would be a lot better, but it's still pretty cool. It's just a fun movie to watch. I don't know, I like it quite a bit, so I'm going to put it there for now. Alien 3. Alien 3 is a hard one. Like, I find it's a good movie. It's depressing and bleak as hell, and it's slow, and you have to be in the mood for it. Aliens is a fun one. It's rapid paced. There's so much cool stuff happening. There's so many awesome parts in it. You could just throw that on and be entertained. Alien 3, if you're not in the right mood, you might just kind of be bored by it. I have to kind of give it some breathing room and wait a few years, and then throw it on again. And I'm like, you know what? This is a pretty good movie. Although I cannot, in good conscience, put it below Alien versus Predator or Alien Resurrection, so I'm gonna put it in third spot. And obviously, I guess then I can't put Alien Romulus too high. Alien Romulus, it was pretty good. I think everyone that watched it when that came out, everyone was just they wanted so badly for the Alien franchise to be redeemed that they liked it more than they really did, or they thought they liked it more than they really did, because everyone loved it and they're saying it's the second best one since the original. I was hearing all sorts of things like that, and I don't find that to be true. It was pretty good. I watched it again, and like the first few, like especially Alien and Aliens, I've watched like dozens of times. I've seen them a lot, and I'll watch them again probably fairly soon. Alien Romulus, I've seen it twice. I saw it once in the theater, once on video. I just don't really want to sit through it again. It was pretty well done, but people said it was like a best of other movies. They just took parts of all the other movies and put them together. And yeah, I can kind of see that. There wasn't a lot of originality in it. It's just kind of taking all the pieces that we've seen before and rearranging them, and it was okay. It was well done, well acted, and everything. It looked cool. I like that they tried to do practical effects, but it just everything we'd kind of seen before. Even the big, tall, monster-looking guy at the end, he was kind of very, very similar to the big white monster that we saw at the end of Alien Resurrection. There was just a lot of things we've seen before, so it just seems kind of weird. A lot of people are probably going to hate me for putting it below AVP, but I'm going to. So that leaves the original, which is going in the second spot. The original's awesome. It was just so well done. A lot of people consider it a horror movie. I don't. I could consider it a science fiction movie, but I don't mind reading about it in horror magazines and on horror Facebook pages and stuff, because it's still cool. It deserves to be whatever it wants to be. It's a lot of people I've heard don't like, or they like it more than the second one because they think the second one is more of an action film, whereas the first one was a slow burn, like well thought out, great story. And I like all the characters. They didn't go over the top. Like by the time they got to Resurrection, all the characters were just blatantly written. They were like cartoons. They were like cheap comic characters. They were just like one note characters that were all over the top. Whereas in Alien, it seems like those would be real people. They just seem like real people. None of them were too much. They were all just real. None of them just had these stupid, quirky personality traits that were meant to annoy the hell out of me. It was just a very well executed movie, and it was slow paced, but it was not boring. They just took their time to show things, even this the ship landing on the alien planet and everything. They took time to make it look really, really good. So for that reason, I'm putting it number 2. So there you have my list. I'd like to know what everyone else thinks, or if there's any big errors I made here. I'm sure there's going to be some arguments, especially around this middle part here. But I would love to hear what everyone else thinks. Let me know what your list is, or at least what your favorite one is, and least favorite. And if there's any other tier lists you want me to do, any other movie series rankings or anything, let me know. And if you want to help me out and help the channel out, then by all means subscribe to the channel and like my videos and leave a comment. And I really appreciate everyone watching, so thank you for that, and I'll see you all next time.